Okay, my friends, for lesson 1 in module 5 of our math book, we're going to be focusing on shapes. Now, I know we've all had some practice in kindergarten with shapes, but I'm not really interested in the names of our shapes anymore. I expect you guys to know that. Instead, I want to know what makes up each shape. For example, how is a triangle different from a square or a circle? How are they the same? So we will be focusing on that during this unit. For starters, let's do some review. I'm going to be using base 10 blocks to help me teach this lesson. And if you want to follow along with your own objects, just make sure they have straight lines, please. So in kindergarten, we learned that with lines, we can make open shapes like this, or closed shapes like these. Can you remember what the difference is between an open shape and a closed shape? A closed shape is just one that has no opening to get out if you are inside the lines. There's an inside and an outside of a closed shape. So all ends of the lines touch another end. For this lesson, we're going to be focusing only on closed shapes. So forget about open shapes for now. We're just thinking about closed shapes like this one right here. Now, looking at this shape, how would you describe it? Take a minute to think about it. So I want to know the attributes of this shape. Everyone say attributes. Attributes is just a fancy way to say the parts that make up this shape and this shape only. So I'm sure we all know this is a triangle. A triangle should have 1, 2, 3 sides, 1, 2, 3 corners. And sometimes they're all going to have sides that are the same length. They are all equal. So those are the attributes of this shape. Let's take a look at this shape here. What would this shape's name be? Now think about how many sides it has, how many corners it has. What are its attributes? If you guessed that this square has 4 equal sides, or 4 sides that are the same length, and 4 corners, you are absolutely correct. Some shapes have what's called a square corner. A square corner just means that 2 of the sides come together in that perfect L shape. Can't be a little more open or even more closed. Has to be absolutely perfect. So some shapes that have that square corner are squares and rectangles. Now let's take a look at our rectangle. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. They're not all the same length though. I also have 1, 2, 3, 4 perfectly square corners. Now a shape may not always have a name, but we can still find out its attributes. So looking at this irregular shape, how many sides does it have? How many corners does it have? Let's count sides first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides. Now let's count corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 corners. All right, my friends, for this lesson, I'm going to be using our Eureka Math Grade 1, Modules 5 and 6 practice book. If at any time you feel I'm moving too fast or you just need to pause for a minute to finish up, go ahead and pause the video. I'm going to open up to page 1. This is Lesson 1's problem set. For number 1, they're asking us to circle the shapes that have 5 straight sides. So let's start off with number 1 and this shape. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one does not have 5 straight sides, so I'm going to put an X through it. Now let's try this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one does have 5 straight sides, so I'm going to circle it. How about this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one also has 5 straight sides. What about this circle right here? Does a circle have any straight sides? No, it does not. I'm going to cross it out. How about this one right here? 1, 2, 3, 4. This one does not have 5 straight sides, so cross it out. Moving to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one does have 5 straight sides. How about this triangle right here? 1, 2, 3. Nope, does not have 5 straight sides. Let's try this square now. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one also does not have 5 straight sides. Number 2 is asking us to circle the shapes that have no straight sides. Let's take a look at this first shape here. This one has straight sides. It has 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to cross it out. I only want the shapes that have no straight sides. How about our circle right here? Does this one have any straight sides? Nope. So we're going to circle it. How about our oval? Does this have any straight sides to it? No, it does not. Go ahead and circle. How about this strange shape right here? I see it has some round parts, just like our circle and oval, but wait a minute, it has 1, 2 straight sides. So this one we want to cross out. Moving on to this trapezoid here, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 straight sides. So I'm going to cross that one out. This is a really long oval, but I still don't see any perfectly straight sides, so I'm going to circle it. Once again, little oval right here has no straight sides. Go ahead and circle it. And last but not least, this rhombus here has 1, 2, 3, 4 straight sides. So we are going to cross him out. Moving on to number 3, now we're going to circle the shapes where every corner is a square corner. Remember when we talked about square corners before, we were describing the corners that make that perfect L shape. They can't be too wide and they can't be too narrow. So let's take a look at the first shape. I see 1 square corner. I'm going to put this little square shape to mark it. 2 square corners, 3 square corners, and 4 square corners. So this shape does have every corner as a square corner. Go ahead and circle it. What about a circle? Does this have any corners? No, it does not. So it definitely does not have any square corners. How about this square right here? I see 1 square corner, 2 square corners, 3 square corners, and 4 square corners. So this one does have every corner as a square corner. Let's take a look at this triangle now. I see 1 square corner here, but I don't think that either of these are square corners. They are corners, just not square ones. So this one would not count. Not every corner is a square corner. How about our pentagon right here? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corners, but I don't see any square corners. So this one also does not count. For number 4, I want you to draw a shape that has 3 straight sides. Take a minute to do that now. I'm just going to draw mine. There's 1, 2, 3. Now, if you remember from kindergarten, this shape is a triangle. So that's the definition of a triangle. A shape that has 3 straight sides, always going to be a triangle. Now moving on to letter B, draw another shape with 3 straight sides that is different from the one you drew here and from all of these that we worked on above. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3. Still a triangle, right? Has 3 straight sides, but it's different from the other triangles we've seen on the page. Number 5 is asking us to compare these 4 shapes. They want to know which attributes or characteristics are the same for all of the shapes in group A. Remember, attributes can be things like how many sides a shape has, how many corners a shape has. So let's look at those attributes for all of these shapes. I wonder how many sides they all have. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it looks like they do all have the same number of sides. They all have 3 sides. So on the first line here, I'm going to write they all have 3 sides. Now let's count how many corners they have. We've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. So it looks like they all have the same number of corners as well. They all have 3 corners. Number 6 is asking us to circle the shape that fits in best with group A. So out of all 4 of these shapes, which one do you think would fit best? Remember, all the shapes in group A have 3 sides and have 3 corners. Which one of these shapes also has 3 sides and 3 corners? If you guessed this triangle, you are absolutely correct. Number 7 is asking us to draw 2 more shapes that would fit in with group A. So another shape that has 3 sides and 3 corners. I'm going to draw one now. There's 1, 2, 3. 3 sides and 1, 2, 3 corners. So that one would fit. And now, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 sides and 1, 2, 3 corners. Now for number 8, they want us to draw one shape that would not fit in with group A. So a shape that does not have 3 sides and does not have 3 corners. Could be any shape in the world. I am going to draw an oval because I know ovals do not have 3 sides and do not have 3 corners. If you need more practice with these skills, you may do lesson 1 homework, which is page 3 in our practice book, 3 and 4. You may also work on lesson 2 problem set, which is pages 5 and 6, and lesson 2 homework, which is pages 7 and 8.